visitor has a feeling, has a moment when they see an artifact, see an aircraft, or read about something, or when they tell their child, you know, their 5-year-old child has a question, well, Daddy, this airplane looks really neat, what did it do? Or Mommy, you know, that airplane looks really fast, you know, and you have that moment where you see a young child get information, get excited, and who knows, maybe that child is going to be the engineer that has the next great breakthrough in aerospace. This is really what it's all about, is so that we can inspire our visitors and that we can preserve and tell the history of the U.S. Air Force. Most of the aircraft that are on display are either the only ones ever made or the only ones still remaining. Like in the case of the XB-70, there were 2 that were built, but one was involved in a mid-air crash and it was destroyed. Another example is the YF-12, this incredible Mach 3 interceptor that actually precedes the SR-71. It looks an awful lot like it. Well, one was destroyed when the pilot had to eject. The second one burned on the ground, and most of it was destroyed, and what was left of it was used to make the prototype of the SR-71. And then there's the museum's example, the only one left. The NC-131 in-flight simulator, the NT-33 in-flight simulator, those are unique aircraft. So as you go through that gallery, truly, this is the only place in the world to see these aircraft. It's wonderful.
When visitors come into the Space Gallery, they can see more than 20 significant Air Force space vehicles, from representatives of all of the human space flight, all the human space flight programs, Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, some shuttle equipment, and also the gigantic Titan IV space launch vehicle, and a lot of stuff in between. There are a few X-planes in there that do double duties as research aircraft, but they contributed to the space program as well. The X-15, the fastest thing ever, is in there. Some very strangely shaped X-24s that are very curious looking but have a very interesting story. And some formerly very secret reconnaissance satellites. And on top of all that, you will be able to see some balloon gondolas and learn what the heck do balloons have to do with space. And you can also see the Air Force airplane that caught the first satellite coming back from orbit. The Space Gallery is an important part of the Air Force overall story. And having this gallery and fitting it out with all these objects and exhibits and so on is part of our mission of preserving Air Force history, heritage, and culture, and material culture. That's what we do, that's our stock and trade, and if we can preserve these stories and objects for future generations to appreciate and learn from, mission accomplished.
In the Presidential Gallery, the visitors will be able to experience probably one of the most highly visible and important missions that the Air Force has. They are going to be able to walk through the history of presidential and executive airlift in a mostly chronological fashion, starting with President Roosevelt's VC-54C Sacred Cow, all the way through the VC-137C or SAM-26000, which is President Kennedy's Air Force One. Since 1945, the Air Force has been responsible for the fast, reliable, and safe transportation of presidents and other high-ranking public officials and elected peoples. So being able to show that to the public is really something that's unique to our museum and something we're looking forward to doing.
Visitors, when they come through the Global Reach Gallery, will be able to walk through 3 of the aircraft. So that'll start with the C-82, and the visitors will be able to go up some stairs there and be able to go up into the cargo compartment. They'll be able to see kind of how the aircraft was structured, some of the accessories that go on within the cargo area. Then they'll also be able to go into our C-130 aircraft and be able to go up the ramp as cargo would have into the aircraft, and they'll also be able to see some of the aircraft seats set up in that aircraft. The C-141 Hanoi taxi will also be a walk-through aircraft. Visitors will be able to go up the ramp into the aircraft as in the others. Visitors will be able to go all the way up to the forward bulkhead. They will be able to see the entire cargo area. They'll be able to see the restroom, be able to see some of the signatures from crew members and POWs who have been on the aircraft. These are a lot of good stories about happy endings, about getting people support, about getting people what they need or getting them to the place where they can get that help. Whether it be humanitarian stories about aeromedical evacuations, about bringing supplies to our warfighters that need them desperately, or just moving supplies around the world.